The Shy, Season 6, Episode 14. Let's get into this recap. All right, y'all, let's spill this tea. So we start this episode off with Victor, who is having nightmares and night sweats. He is dreaming about everything that's happened to him this far with Douda, jail, the office, everything. And it's a knock on the door, and he hopped up in a panic like he got PTSD, and he grabs his doop. He opened the door, and it's our brother Jake. Boy, get that gun out of his face. And Vic is upset. He like, what the F is you doing? And Jake is like, well, I thought you could use some company, my boy. Clearly you could. And Victor like, what the F do you want? And Jake like, I just came to check on you. And Victor check himself, and he like, oh, okay, well, maybe the man circle is working. And Jake like, yeah, I bought you some breakfast. Relax. Ain't nobody coming to harm you. They knocking on your bedroom door. If they was coming to kill you, they just would have bust through the door, Vic. Like, relax. So he gets to telling Jake how the food is going to kill them. They need to change their diet. And Jake is like, not if Douda get us first. So how you been? So Vic like, well, I could be better. And Jake like, you can go to jail. And Victor like, I hope not. We need to get a new lawyer. So obviously they know that Alonzo has went to the Lord. Okay, so Jake is looking around, and he like, where's Fatima? And Vic is like, well, she taking a break. And he like, why? And Victor tells him to stay out of grown folks' business. So Jake like, I am grown. And he tells Jake, just because you stand in Kevin's old place don't make you grown. Well, he's staying in his old place. He also paying his own bills, and he don't ask you for no money in. He got his own business. So I would say that Jake is grown. And Jake is like, wow, you know what I'm saying? Like, he looking at him like, you still look at me as a little boy. And Vic had to check himself again. And he like, you know what? I ain't mean that, bro. I'm just scared. And Jake say, I'm scared too. And Vic like, ain't nothing gonna happen to you. And Jake like, you're my brother. If you go to jail, that affects me. Period. And Vic like, I hear you. So Jake like, well, you need something to cheer you up. You want me to find you a new BITCH? And Vic like, no, don't talk like that, bro. So Jake wants to have a Halloween party at Vic's house. He was going to have it at his own house, but he said Vic don't need to be alone right now, so he's just going to move the party to his house. But baby, Victor got rules. He said they could not smoke. The party got to be over at 11, and they can't play loud music. So basically, no party. And Jake like, yeah, okay, I hear you. Child, they finna turn up. My baby daddy and Keisha are heading out to take the kids trick-or-treating, and Keisha baby daddy Nuck popped up. So my baby daddy like, can we help you? And Keisha like, yeah, we finna take the kids trick-or-treating. And Nuck was like, I figured, that's why I'm here. So Emmett like, excuse me? And Nuck like, I came to take my son trick-or-treating. And Emmett like, well, you can't just be inviting yourself. And Nuck said, inviting myself, this is my son. So Keisha like, I didn't even think to call you, so that's my bad, girl. Anyway, let the man talk. So Nuck is like, it's all good, I just came to take my son. So Emmett like, we know it's your son, you ain't got to keep saying that. So Nuck is like, well, I guess I'm just making up for lost time. So Emmett like, okay, y'all ready? And Nuck gonna say, I've been ready. So Emmett was like, you ain't wearing a costume. And Nuck said, nigga, I'm a gangster. Child, get him away from these kids. And then when Emmett said, is y'all ready? And Nuck said, I've been ready. What you ready for? Because ain't nobody gonna tell me that this man ain't still in love with Keisha. And that's one of Emmett's problems. He know that Nuck still want Keisha. And people think that Emmett is overstepping. No, he's not, nigga. Don't just pop up at my house. You need to call. What if they was already gone? Then you would have been calling them trying to see where they was. Child, communication is key. Gemma and Maisha getting ready for tonight's party, and Maisha dropped the bomb on us and Gemma and said that she want to take a step back from music because it feels like a job and it's not fun for her anymore. So Gemma like, are you sure this got nothing to do with Brittany? And Maisha say, no, it don't. If it did, she would tell her. She say she gonna focus on her new career, photography. So Gemma was like, well, I think you switching gears quick. And Maisha said maybe she supposed to be a Renaissance woman. She supposed to be good at a lot of stuff. And Gemma gonna say, well, Brittany could use some new pictures, and it's gonna be a paid gig. So, of course, Maisha accepted the job. Now we back trick-or-treating with the new blended family, and baby Ronnie is crying because he can't get the candy that he want. So Emmett, like, that's just like sometimes you don't get what you want. And Nook chimes in to say, well, don't worry about it. I'm going to get you the candy when we get home. So Emmett, like, that's not how we do things. And Nook, like, what you mean? And Emmett, like, well, just because he cries because he wants something don't mean that he can get it. And Nook was like, if my son want a certain type of candy, I'm going to get it for him. And Keisha chimed in and was like, you don't got to do that. He got plenty of candy. So Emmett, like, Keisha, can you go walk ahead with the kids? I need to talk to him real quick. And Keisha, like, you ain't got to do that. And he, like, let me talk to him. So Emmett say, look, Nook, I know this ain't ideal for neither one of us, but we need to establish some ground rules. And Nook, like, oh, is that right? And Emmett, like, look, I ain't trying to be combative, but I want you to hear where I'm coming from. So Nook, like, okay, go ahead. So Emmett, like, I don't think we should be awarding bad behavior. So Nook, like, being upset that you can't get what you want ain't bad behavior. How is it not, sir? And Emmett say, it's spoiled behavior and entitlement, and we ain't trying to raise no spoiled and entitled kids. And Nook say, well, if white kids can do it, why can't they? Really, nigga? That's where you going with it? And my baby daddy was like, look, I just want to make sure he walking around in a way that is reflective of his parents. And Nook raised his voice at my man talking about, I'm his parent, not you. And then Keisha was like, come on, y'all. Tonight is about the kids. Baby, Emmett is damn sure his parent as well. And both of y'all need to understand that. Emmett and Nook. Y'all both need to understand that the boy got two daddies, okay? Mama Nina and Portia is spending their Halloween night watching scary movies, and Portia is trying to get some. And Mama Nina is like, what is you doing? And Portia like, baby, we done had sex before. Why you trying to act like we on a blind date? And Mama Nina like, you not gonna give me time to grieve my relationship? And Portia like, I thought about that because I ain't trying to be no rebound, but baby, life is too short, and I ain't trying to waste my time waiting on you to get over somebody. So Mama Nina like, you really want to be with me? And Portia like, why is that so hard to believe? And Nina say, because she is a grandma. And Portia like, you a sexy grandma. You know your life ain't over because you got grown kids. And Mama Nina like, well, I got one in the house still. So Portia like, don't slow down too much. You still got life to live. And Nina say she don't want to be hurt again. And Portia like, well, when you love somebody, you gonna hurt them, just not on purpose. If I ever hurt you, just tell me and I'll make sure I don't do it again, and vice versa. And Nina was like, you make it sound so simple. And Portia said, it is simple. We make it complicated because we human. Child, she is finna talk the draws off Mama Nina. Now we head over to Jake's Halloween party, and Vic and Shia realize that they are officially the old heads. Now Papa come through in his burgundy suit handing out flyers for the church, and Jake is like, why you not wearing all black? And Papa said, this holiday is the devil's work. So Jake like, why you come? And Papa say, I'm not staying long. I gotta host Hallelujah night at the church. So Jake is like, okay, where is this coming from? Because you used to love Halloween. And Papa say, I'm grown now. When I was a kid, I was lusting after candy and costumes, but I know better now. Now, Bakari also in this conversation, and he tells Papa, nigga, it is not that deep. Now, Papa's sitting here doing all this preaching and praying and this, that, and the third. And the first lady pulled up on Jake. She bought goodies. And so Jake went over there and told her where to put the stuff. And he comes back over to the boys. And Papa is mad. He like, what is the first lady doing here? And Jake like, she just offered to buy some chips. And Papa like, that's not okay. I could have bought you some chips. And Jake like, she's just being nice. And he like, she's married to my pastor. And Jake like, nigga, I know. And Papa was like, I'm going to church where I belong. Mind you, Gemma, Lene, and Maisha also saw this going on. And they was looking at the first lady like, oh, is that her? Yeah, girl, that's her. Professor Gardner pulled up on Douda at the bar and got straight to business. He told Douda straight up, you got to be a miserable man to break a kid's laptop, especially one his teacher bought for him with his hard-earned money. So Douda like, you want your money back? And Gardner said, I want you to let Bakari go. And Douda said, I can't do that. He one of my soldiers and I need him right now. And Gardner said what he needs is somebody who believes in him and somebody that's going to teach him the right way. Douda say, who say your way is right? The professor say, I'm not going to let you waste his life the same way you wasted yours. And Douda said, you think I wasted my life? And he told him, yeah, you could have done a lot more. You was charismatic, you was charming, you was all this, that, and the third. And Douda said, just because we went to high school together don't mean you know me. So boom, they do know each other, child. And Professor say, you still the same bully in a leather jacket with no place to call home. And you feeding these young boys out here that's just like you money, and now they silly putty in your hands. And Douda said, get out. And Professor Gardner said, let him go. and he left. Child, I can't believe Douda let him walk away after that read. Now I'm also trying to figure out why they needed to let us know that Douda had a leather jacket in high school. I'm paying attention. Back at the Halloween party, Vic want to know who the first lady was. And Jake said that she is harmless. And Vic like, I told you I need to know everybody that comes in here. And Jake said that she can be trusted. So Vic like, okay, well, don't be out here being reckless. And Jake said, you don't want to talk. And Vic said, don't disrespect me in my house. And Jake said, the only reason we at your house, because you can't leave. Oop, we head over to Alicia's house to see how she doing after the love of her life been doop. And she is meeting with the judge that is over Victor's case, okay? And Alicia said that she can believe that somebody took Alonzo out. She don't know who did it, but she thinks she know who made the call. And the judge is like, well, he had a lot of enemies. And Alicia said, don't we all? So the judge want to know if Victor can find a new lawyer quick so they can continue trial. And Alicia say, baby, a new lawyer wouldn't matter if you rule in his favor. And the judge say, well, how well do you know this man? And Alicia say he got strong ties in the community, so looking out for him can be beneficial for the both of us. Then Alicia asked the judge, aren't you tired of putting black men in jail? And the judge said no with no hesitation. And Alicia said, well, I know that you in the 7th court district. If you put him in jail and he innocent, that can burn you. Girl, hit the gavel, set him free, caw. Papa is back at the church for his hosting gig, and Pastor Zeke is looking at him like he is a proud father. Now, we know that they got some up their sleeve. They done brought everybody together because they want to open up a youth center with pools and studios and this, then, and the third, and they want everybody to invest in the youth center fund. And when they ask for donations, baby, everybody raised their hand. Child, this is a cult. Rosalind and Dom cousin having a great time. And it looked like Rosalind learned sign language real quick because she's very fluent, okay? And Dom cousin is telling Rosalind how she need protection and she need a shooter and she need a dude just in case something happens to Rosalind. She gonna be able to defend her. And Rosalind like, I don't do dupes. And the girl is like, but your husband do. And Rosalind like, I don't get into all of that. And the cousin say, I don't need you to. I just need you to let me hold something to protect you. And then they start kissing. So I guess Rosalind gonna get her a doop. Child, what the hell is going on? Cause what we doing? We back at the Halloween party with Vic and Shad. And Shad saying to Vic that Alicia is a strong woman. And Vic like, I don't know if I could trust her. And Shad say she changed my life. Vic say just cause she gave you a job in the leather jacket don't mean she changed your life. Shad say I'm not the one with the ankle bracelet. Ooh. Vic say, after all I done for you, you gonna throw this in my face? Shad say, so we keeping tabs now? Vic like, no, I just don't want you looking down on me. So Shad like, I've been where you at. Alicia looked out for me in my time of need. And Vic like, well, I picked you up from jail. I'm sorry I couldn't fix everything in your life. And Shad say, Alicia looking out for you because she F with me. And Vic say, I don't need her. And Shad say, nigga, yes, you do. And Vic, yes, you do. In the other room, Bakari is telling the group how Kookie came to him in a dream and was telling him some things that he needed to know. And everybody is telling him how proud they is of him for being on the up and up. And here come Backdoor Brittany talking about, I'm proud of you too, bro. And Bakari like, girl, what the F are you doing here? Gemma invited her, talking about, oh, I called her because I needed some trees. So Jake like, I got some trees. And Brittany gonna say, not the good kind. Bakari, you ain't happy to see your sister? No, he's not. Neither are we. Bakari and Jake both walked off. And she gonna look at the other girls talking about, y'all trying to smoke? Child, bye. Marcus and Tiara broke up. Tiara got tired of Marcus just spending time with other people and not her, and she thinks something else going on. And he's tired of explaining himself. So now she's single and Shy's single too. Even though he's sleeping with Alicia, I mean, he's single. So we gonna see. My father-in-law Darnell is finishing up a job and he runs into this guy Keith, played by Jackie Long. And Darnell is not happy to see him. He like, how the F did you find me? And Keith like, I did a bid for your son. Ooh, sir, which son? And Darnell said, and I paid for it. I put money on your books whenever you needed it, so we even. And then Keith said, me and Damien robbed that corner store together. Oh, so no wonder Damien wasn't scared to go see Douda. He with the stuff. So Darnell was like, well, it ain't my fault that he a fast runner. You older than him. You should have been looking out for him instead of using him to be your lookout. And then Keith was like, well, the least you can do is help me find a job. Darnell said, I'm not hiring. Keith said, I know you know somebody that is. I did 6 years so your son can have a future, and now I need your help. And Darnell said, I'll see what I can do. Ciao, welcome to Smokies. We back at court with our good brother Victor, and the judge said that the FBI failed to disclose some evidence, so yeah, she dismissed the case. And outside the courthouse, Sean and Alicia pulled up, and Alicia gonna say, you're welcome, and they drove off. Child, from one set of shackles to another. Over at the church, it's payday, and the pastor hands Papa all his money. And Papa say, what is this? And the pastor say, well, it's your cut for being my co-pilot last night. And Papa say, shouldn't all this money be going to the youth center? The pastor say, look, we doing the Lord's work, so we got to pay ourselves too. And Papa say, well, I guess. And then he tells Papa to take your blessings and buy yourself something nice. So Papa like, what you gonna do with your cut? He said he gonna buy something for the missus. And now Papa start asking questions, being the little snake, talking about, oh, where was she at last night? Do you trust her? And the pastor like, yeah, I trust her as far as I could throw her. And Papa gonna say, how far is that? And the pastor was like, you know what? I think you should get home because I wouldn't want your mama to worry. So what you was finna do? Was you finna tell him everything? Was you gonna tell on Jake? Child, you know what? At this point, they can have Papa. I don't know what they got going on, but Rosalind took Serena down to do the shop so she can pick her out a doop. And she got a doop. Now, we know anything involving Douda, something is going to happen. Now, I don't know what, but this girl Serena is already deaf. So when they come for her, she not going to even hear it coming. Bakari is back with Professor Gardner, and he already knows something is wrong. So he like, what's up? And the professor is like, I think we should pump the brakes on the book for a second. And Bakari like, why? And professor like, you know why? And Bakari like, oh my God, did he come by here? And the professor like, no, I paid him a visit. And Bakari is upset. He like, why would you do that without telling me? And the professor like, well, I thought I could get him to let you go. And Bakari like, it's not that easy. And the professor like, well, I thought I could help you. And Bakari was like, you can. Me being here is my choice. And Professor Gardner was like, you need to understand that if anything happens to you, that's blood on my hands. And Bakari like, and if you don't help me with this, then I'm dead either way. Whew, I am so scared for Bakari to see Douda again. Nuck is over at Keisha and Emmett's house spending time with his son, and they was talking about the sickle cell stuff, and he was saying that he didn't know that he carried the gene and that he's sorry that baby Ronnie is sick because of him. And she like, it's not your fault. And he was like, you know, do you wish I wasn't his father? And she say, honestly, I'm glad it's you. Now he's showing all 32 teeth. And she like, well, I don't mean like that. I'm not trying to be romantic. Me and Emmett is good. Okay. And she like, I'm just glad his father is someone that I know, someone that I once loved. And he was like, so you don't love me no more? And she was like, not like that. And he was like, I hear you. Then he get a text, and now he gotta go. Chow, pick your face up, Nuck. Darnell made his way to Smokies because he needed to talk to Emmett. He need Emmett to hire somebody. So Emmett like, who need a job now? And Darnell like, this is serious. It's this guy that went to jail for your brother. And Emmett like, which one? My half brother in there, the one you made me give a job to? And Darnell like, look, I ain't got time for your stuff. I owe him one. So Emmett like, Damien don't seem like no street nigga, so what was he doing for somebody that had to go to jail for him? And so Darnell told him the whole spiel, and Emmett laughing. And Darnell like, I know you ain't laughing after the stuff that you just pulled. So Emmett like, well, I'm just looking for a janitor right now. And Darnell said he'll take it. So like I said, welcome to Smokies. I guess backdoor Brittany trying to make amends because she done told Gemma and Aisha that she worked for Douda. And they like, what? And she like, yeah, he got me spying on Bakari. And they like, spying on Bakari for what? And she like, because he want to see if he loyal. And Gemma like, so if he not, will Douda hurt him? And she was like, I don't think so. And Aisha like, what the F you mean you don't think so? So Gemma like, is that where you got the money for my apartment? And she was like, yeah. So Aisha like, now you got Gemma mixed up in this. And she said, no, she not mixed up in this. That was my money. I could do whatever I want to do with it. I needed the money at the time, but now I'm effed up about it. And Aisha like, well, I think you should tell Bakari. And she was like, so he can hate me? And Gemma was like, yeah, maybe, but you can't keep going on like this. You needed the money. Okay, cool. You willing to sell out your brother for money. But then you say you don't know if Douda gonna hurt him, as if you don't know who Douda is. And you think that he paid you $30,000 to spy on him for no reason. Girl, bye. After Nuck left Keisha's house, he pulled up on Tiff. He looking for Rob because he say Rob owed him some money. So Tiff like, you mean a cut of our money? And Nuck was like, well, that's the deal your nigga made. And she was like, and that's why he shouldn't be making decisions without me. So Nuck was like, what, you want to be his co-pilot? And she said, no, I'm his partner and I'm the reason why we here. Niggas wouldn't be none without black women. Keith is officially working at Smokey's, him and Damien working together. And Damien like, you ain't said nothing to me all day. And Keith said, I ain't got nothing to say to you. So Damien like, I apologize about what happened. And Keith like, the only reason why I took the time is because your daddy said that you was going to be something. I see now he was wrong. So Damien like, we work at the same place. And Keith like, I've been in the pen for 6 years. What's your excuse? And Damien said he took off a year after high school to figure out his life. And he was like, you know, I feel bad about what happened, but you're not going to make me feel bad about myself every day. And Keith said, nigga, that's exactly what I'm going to do. I'm going to make your life a living hell. Oh, Lord, they done hired a gangster. The moment we all been waiting on. Douda versus Alicia. He at the cigar lounge. She comes in. Now, he thought it was Bianca till he turned around. And he like, Alicia, how did you get in here? She like, baby, I got keys. Sit the F down. He didn't sit down. So she was like, fine, remain standing because you won't be standing for long. He was like, you know, your son tried to shoot me, but he missed. And she was like, yeah, I should have never sent the boy to do a woman's job. And he was like, oh, so now you here to do it yourself, huh? And she was like, in due time. And he said, you know, I know it was Zay you had your meeting with when your boy tried to kill me. And she said, yeah, your soldiers tired of marching for you. And he said, oh, they gonna march for him as long as he put money in their pockets. And she said, eventually it won't be enough. And baby Douda grabs her by her neck and started choking her. And he said, you know, I will kill you with my bare hands. And then we heard that doop doop, go click clack. And baby Shy was behind Douda with the doop doop to his head and said, nigga, get your hands off my woman. And then he took Douda doop doops off him. And they all three standing there, and Alicia whispered in Douda's ear, I got soldiers too. And Shy left. And baby, the way that Shy was looking at Douda when he was walking out, child, that leather jacket that gave that man all type of powers. But anyway, y'all, that was that on that. I will be back next week with a recap to episode 15, so come back for that. In the meantime, between time, watch the videos from my other shows. Like, comment, subscribe. Let's have a conversation down in the comment section below. Don't forget to follow me on all my social medias. I will link them down in the description box. And yeah, it's your girl, Cindy Renee, and I will see y'all next week with another Shy video. Peace.